on the topic that we have rolled on, that is climate change, that is this program. So accordingly, now we will we will so now we'll one by one we'll just go ahead with our guest. We have Colonel Sanjay Srivastav sir, uh, Climate Resilient Observing System Promo Council, CROPC, Lightning and NDMA, DPR, Climate Change and Action, Carbon Credit Trade, COVID-19, TF, SDG, COP 2026, SFDRR, Disaster Management, Pre-NDA, Earthquake, EWEOC, EWL, Dissemination and Training. Colonel Srivastav is experienced member senator and director for the Center for Disaster Management Studies and convener of Lighting Resilient India campaign, CROPC, IMD, under Ministry of Art and Science, Government of India, and Honorable Chairman of Climate Resilient Observation System Promotion Council, full-time New Delhi. Colonel Srivastav is also a disaster and climate risk management expert, disaster management and climate change, agriculture risk management and expert, Government of India. So welcome both, sir. And also we have with us our program chair, Sri K. Vasudevan, Director, IIMD, Tamil Nadu, President of PSBN Pondicherry. We have inspirational presence, Ravindranath Goswami, Region 9 Director, REACT International Organization, connected with us from Trinidad Tobago. And also we have Professor Engineer Avdesh Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering in Bhatis University, New Delhi, UP, India, and I am your host, Ambassador Arup Bhatt, Senior Community Disaster Response Volunteer of All Tripura Disaster Response Volunteer Association, Tripura. I welcome all of you on board and greet you from northeast part of India. So we'll be straight away going today to our session. So for the inauguration, I would request our chair, Sri Vasudevan K. Vasudevan ji, our chair, to inaugurate the program. And straightway we'll be going to our chief guest, where he will be sharing his experience, as also with the PowerPoint presentation. We are waiting very patiently to hear from him. So, microphone back to you, our program chair K. Vasudevan sir. Please take it up.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So, one and all, good afternoon to one and all. I am very happy to be part of this kind of very dynamic, dedicated program, which is often conducted by particularly Avdesh ji, engineer, professor, associate professor, and very good initiation to connecting all the people around the world in under one umbrella for our best sharing, best risk reduction methodology, and best mitigation methodologies and all. So for that, I thank to all the people, those who are given me such an opportunity. I am very happy again that to being here. So we have in Tamil Nadu, we have done quite a lot of case studies on lightning and thunder storms happening here and there. Even a couple of months back, we have lost more than 5 people due to this heavy thundering and lightning. So nowadays, you know very well the extreme rising temperature and increasing the climate change and increasing the global warming events, many unexpected events can happen anytime beyond our science and technology, beyond our information technology. So we have to be no, we have to be aware of all those kind of things. Even everyone should aware about all what is happening behind us. So how we have to be trained out of it, how we have to get aware of it, how we have to get know by ourselves and family, community, how to protect the community and all. Everybody has to understand the things. So for that, this kind of webinar will reach to everyone. It will reach to each and every corner of the village. Even the layman can understand what the message is from this kind of webinar, and why they are giving this kind of preparedness, why they are giving this kind of awareness to protect ourselves and protect community and all. So I'm very happy that to be part of here. I'm welcome each and everyone who is distinguished officials here and distinguished pattern, distinguished guidance, and distinguished coordinator and distinguished speakers. Each and everyone, I welcome you for this program. And so what I'm really wanted to tell these things because what due beyond the limit because of the IPCC are alerting us, warning us. We are into the more difficult situation if the whole world not join together to against the global warming, against the greenhouse emissions, against the unexpected events happen here and there. So many things are happening beyond our capacity. So everybody should know, everybody must know what is happening in and around. So how we have to be protect ourselves, protect community, how to give the proper preparedness, awareness to the school children, college children, and community. So all those things everybody has to understand. In Tamil Nadu, we are doing this kind of practical mock drills in the schools, colleges, and communities also with line department coordination. So people are very much aware now about the lightning, thunder, and we always giving instruction to the people when the lightning and thunderstorm occurred. Please switch off all your electrical. Don't go outside. Don't stay under the tall trees. Don't go to your rooftop and talking to people. Don't take selfie. Don't play with the natural things. All those things we are giving a very good preparedness to the all the sectors in and around Tamil Nadu. So in that IIDM playing a vital role. Most of the things we are working together with Mr. Avdesh ji. It's a dynamic young chops who is having a dedicated and enthusiastic, vibrated spirit to make people in under one umbrella and sharing many things in and around the world. I think these kind of webinar can helpful to make to connecting the people to sharing their knowledges. What Nigeria is adopting the technologies against the lighting and the thunderstorm, and what other countries are taking an effort to how to mitigate the risk, how to safety, what are the safety measures they have taken against this kind of lightning and thunderstorms. Now, presently, Tamil Nadu conducted various case studies and tried to fix the thunder arresters and lightning arresters in all the top buildings and vulnerability areas where and all the lightning and thundering occurring here and there. So we are also following with the kind of teams and how the people get aware of all those things. So with this, I conclude my inaugural address, and once again I congratulate all the team, all the distinguished officials who are all joined together today to give a very good webinar to each and everyone. I think quite a lot of people has joined today to share their things. So thank you very much to all, one and all. Thank you so much, sir. Pass to coordinator. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for enlightenment for the same for the activities that are being conducted at Tamil Nadu. We are enlightened. So this
Thank
is
you.
only the rare opportunity for all of us. Wherever we are connected, thanks to the technology, we can get access to all of the development activities that are being done. So now I would request
Thank you,
our
sir.
chief guest. Colonel Sanjay Srivastava sir for his presentation, and so that we are waiting very patiently to hear his experience. Though Colonel Sanjay Srivastava is a well-renowned disaster professional, and with his initiative, our state government in Tripura recently there have been a 6 to 7 webinars on the lightning arrestor, how effectively we can do save the people all around. So we are very happy. So now microphone back to you, Colonel Sanjay Srivastava sir. We are eagerly waiting to hear from you, sir. Stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Arupji. Respected our participant from Nigeria, Ambassador Dr. Hua Abdullahi, our patron DM Edwin Okaguba, who is a certified disaster professional, respected Shri K. Vasudevan, Director IIDM Tamil Nadu, Mr. Arup Dhar, Shri Ravindranath Goswami, Region 9 Director, our dear colleague Engineer Avdesh Kumar, Assistant Professor, University, and other distinguished speakers and participants. I'm very happy to see today Dr. Raju Thapa. You know, when you see young students growing up into a professional, that gives you real happiness. So my congratulations to Dr. Raju Thapa for completing his doctorate, and it would be wonderful for me to hear him today in this. I would like to first extend my gratitude and thanks to the organizers for giving me opportunity to participate in this one-day sensitization awareness program. Basically, community preparedness on lightning and thunderstorm, risk reduction and safety measures. I am also happy to see the number of participants. We have crossed the half century today. So that speaks good participation, good sensitization. And as far as the weather is concerned, weather is our life. After the food, what matters most to us is the weather, the air, the environment, the trees. So it is, we must know the weather and the extreme events. Today, since the topic is on the thunderstorm and lightning, so I'm going to give you a presentation, a small presentation. I would like to request uh, Arupda, how much time have you given to me?
Hello.
Yes, how much time have you given it? You know
Sir,
this.
Sir,
uh, whatever it takes to for you. So because
yes, sir.
we know that it is an excellence we are hearing today. So please, sir, go ahead with your presentation.
Can you see my screen?
Uh, yes, sir, we can see. Kindly take it on the presentation mode, please.
Can you see now full?
Yes, sir.
Right. It's
Yes,
okay. It's
yes.
first class, sir.
Can you see
Yes,
the?
sir. Yes, sir. Right, sir.
Yes, yes. Perfectly all right, sir.
Yeah, so coming to the lightning. Lightning, as you know, we are running a Lightning Resilient India campaign. This is a campaign by the Climate Resilient Observing System Promotion Council. This is a not-for-profit organization and India Meteorological Department, Government of India. As before we start, I would like to go to the weather at Agartala today. Today it's 34 degrees centigrade at 2:58 p.m. today. It's partly cloudy and you have a good air. The pollution level is 42, so it is good. Today you don't have a rain. In fact, if you see 9th through 7th July, now there is a break in the monsoon in Tripura. So this is a period when you are not going to get rain. So this is a 10 days good period gap in monsoon where you can do your cropping activity. Seeds are already out. You have done the cropping, seeding. Now the weeds are to be taken out and you have to enjoy. I always say lightning is an avoidable disaster. And coming into our organization, we are basically a not-for-profit organization established in 2019 by a group of scientists and bureaucrats aimed to bring technology-driven innovative solutions in the domain of disaster management. These are our wings, 4 wings: forecasting and modeling, weather servicing, lightning, and water division. And they are our patrons, which includes Shri P.P. Srivastava. He has been former member of the Northeastern Council, Shri Anil Kumar Sinha, Dr. K.J. Ramesh, Shri R.K. Jain, Dr. Mrityunjay Mahapatra. So 12 of them are there. Our aim of the Lightning Resilient India campaign is to reduce lightning deaths by 80% in 3 years. And out of the 37 states in India, I can proudly say that we have been able to reduce it below 70% in more than 33 states. For us, 4 states have been the challenge, rather 3 states: Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh. This year in Bihar, we had less number of deaths. Good efforts by the government and good efforts by the Uttar Pradesh government also. Our aim, हमारा उद्देश्य है वज्रपात या आकाशीय बिजली के खतरे और उनसे बचने के उपाय के संबंध में सभी नागरिकों को जानकारी देकर और जागरूकता फैलाकर आदमी और पशु की जान, आदमी और पशु मतलब जानवर की जान और संपदा के नुकसान को बचाना है। मैं बताना चाहता हूं ये हमारा जो कार्यक्रम है वो जान बचाने वाला कार्यक्रम है, परंतु विशेषकर इनके लिए हम ज्यादा काम करते हैं। जो खुले इलाके, खेत या बगीचे में काम करने वाले किसान, महिलाएं, बच्चे, चरवाहा, मजदूर, मछुआरा और नाव चलाने वाले नाविक, कच्चे घर या झोपड़ी या मचान पर रहने वाले लोग, जंगल में शिकार करने वाले शिकारी, विद्यालय और बच्चे जो खुले इलाके में खेलते हैं, सैर सपाटा करने वाले सैलानी पर्यटक, महिलाएं, बरसात में फुटबॉल और अन्य खेल खेलने वाले खिलाड़ी, गांव के हाट बाजार, सामूहिक स्थल जहां ज्यादा भीड़ होती है। ये जो मैंने जगह आपको बताया, ये वो लोग हैं जिनको वज्रपात से या बिजली से नुकसान होता है। तो हमारा जो कैंपेन है वो स्पेशली इन लोगों को फोकस करता है। हम आपको बताना चाहेंगे सबसे पहले लाइटनिंग है क्या, क्या इसकी भविष्यवाणी हो सकती है, इससे बचने के लिए हम अपने खेत खलिहान में कैसे लाइटनिंग कंडक्टर या अरेस्टर लगाएं और लाइटनिंग के दौरान क्या करें क्या ना करें। तो सबसे पहले आते हैं आकाशीय बिजली को समझते हैं। वज्रपात या आकाशीय बिजली क्या है? आप देखते होंगे आसमान से में जब चमक होती है, बिजली चमकती है, तो उसे हम आकाशीय बिजली कहते हैं। इंग्लिश में उसे इंटर क्लाउड लाइटनिंग कहते हैं। और जब ये जमीन पे आ जाती है, क्लाउड टू ग्राउंड, तो इसे हम आकाश से जमीन पर गिरने वाली बिजली कहते हैं। ये जो आकाश से जमीन पे बिजली गिरती है, ये हमारे लिए सबसे ज्यादा नुकसान देती है। मेरी भाषा समझ में आ रही है आपको?
Sir, excuse me.
इंग्लिश में बोलूं, हिंदी में बोलूं?
Sir, actually, people who are connected from the Nigeria, they are saying that please prefer they want to hear you in English as well, sir. So it will be
Okay.
better. And lots of people from the down south as well. So it will be better for.
Please wait. I will just change my presentation.
So English version.
I'm sorry, but can you see my screen now?
It's loading, sir.
Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Ah.
Please.
So we were onto the lightning, understand the hazard. So in the cloud, if you see the flashes, lightning, this is called cloud, intercloud or intracloud lightning, that is IC. The cloud, the strikes which come down from the cloud to the ground, this is called cloud to ground lightning. And we all know, once it comes down, the first object which it meets, it strikes. So it always strikes the highest object. If you can see, this is a house, this is a tree. Tree is higher, so it is striking the tree. I would also like to inform you that lightning strikes in two ways. First, it is vertical strike, and then it spreads radially around. That is called lateral strike. This vertical strike is less dangerous because it falls on very limited number of people, but it is a lateral strike which causes maximum deaths. This is because in the open area it spreads and people get electrocuted. As far as the impact of lightning is concerned, you get injury, you get failure of electrical and electronic equipment, and the physical damage. The outcome is loss of human and animal life, loss of service to the public, loss of cultural heritage. You saw Udaipur Fort had a lightning strike. You saw our Qutub Minar had two upper stories fell down due to lightning strikes. And there are economic losses in the industry and in the household electrical equipment. As far as the impact of lightning is concerned, it is very important to understand. I told you lightning strikes vertically and spreads laterally. You see the picture here, this is the center where it is striking vertically. Then it is spreading out radially. So if this is the center point, you touch this, this is called touch voltage. So if you stand under a tree, touching the tree, this is how you die because of the touch voltage. If you are staying away from the tree, and if your legs are apart, then the voltage difference between both the legs is called step voltage. So due to step voltage, you get electrocuted. What is the impact of lightning? Firstly, it is a shock which a person gets. Second is the electric current. So due to electric current, your heart has an electrical impulse current due to which it beats. So if your heart valve gets affected, your beating of heart stops. So that is why when the beating of heart stops, you are supposed to carry out CPR. There may be respiratory problem, there may be physical injuries, there may be deafening of your ear. So these are the impact of lightning. In the urban areas, this is what something looks like. You will see lightning here coming from the sky but getting absorbed. It is getting absorbed because there are a lot of these pakka structure, concrete structures, they absorb the energy. But in rural areas, you see lightning strike, it is striking down and it is spreading. You can see the spread all along in the sky. So this is a difference in the urban area lightning and the rural areas lightning. And that is why you will find in the rural areas, deaths are more. This is the coastal area. This is a regular feature, and round the clock lightning takes place. As far as the lightning is concerned, there is an early warning system. We have app for people in India. We have Damini app. For people in Nigeria, they can download weather bug. Weather bug. But before lightning strikes, there is always a natural early warning which comes from the nature. There is always a black cumulonimbus cloud. There is always light breeze. So whenever you see a black cumulonimbus cloud and there is a light breeze, you take it that there is going to be lightning. In the night, you see the flashes in the sky, so that gives you an indication that lightning is around. So these are the natural ways of identifying when lightning is there. What I said, black cloud, light breeze, your hair will rise, you will get goosebumps. So that is the natural early warning which you get. This is a 5-second rule. If you see in sky, the lightning flash, we all know that the light travels much faster than the sound. The speed of light is 186,000 miles per second, whereas the sound moves with 330 meters per second. So the difference in speed of light and sound has been utilized. And once you see the lightning flash in the sky, you start counting and wait for hearing the thunder noise. So if you can count, see the flash, start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you can count 5 and then you hear the voice thunder, then lightning is 1 mile away. If you can count up to 10, lightning is 10 miles away. If you can count up to 50, it means lightning is 10 miles away. So that gives you additional time. You can go and occupy a safe shelter. In India, we have India Meteorological Department, which has set of equipments, observation network or observing systems. These systems are, we have satellite in the sky, we have radars, we have automatic weather stations, and we have lightning detection sensors, which are there in the ground based. So out of these 4 equipments, they are utilized by our India Meteorological Department to forecast lightning. If you see the basic component of lightning, why lightning takes place, you must have practiced at home that on a hot plate, when you put the water, it evaporates. Similar is the lightning. When there is a hot earth surface and the moisture comes from the cloud, there is a convection. So basic condition for lightning is moisture and hot surface. And due to this, there is convection. And once it goes above 8 to 10 kilometer below 0 degree temperature, the moisture in the cloud, the water vapor converts into the, snow or the ice droplets. These are in meteorological term called gropnils. These ice droplets collide with each other. There is friction and electrostatic charge is produced. And then there are flashes. And then there is a cloud to ground flashes. And then once the lightning comes down, it is very heavy supersonic sound. And then this brings a lot of energy and current up to 30 to 180 kiloampere and voltage in lakhs. So you can see here in this picture, this is the clear sky. This is the black cloud coming. The moment full black cloud comes and breeze starts, It is a lightning developed, and here it is a lightning strike taking place. This is dissipation of energy, and again sky is cleared. In this complete phenomena, generally it takes 30 minutes time. And due to this 30 minutes time, it is always said, whenever there is a strike, wait for 30 minutes and then only go out. Why? Because the electric charge in the atmosphere still remains. So that is called 30-30 rule. In India, we have Damini Lightning Alert app, which is in English and Hindi, and it is being converted to all the Indian languages. Anyone can download this, and once you download this, this gives you 40-kilometer advance notice of lightning. Now it is important that once you know the lightning is coming, what should you do? The action, what you should do is identify safe shelter near you. Never stand under tree, water body, tinned roof, electric poles, or tower, or high ground or open areas. Alert others. Call children to safe shelters. Generally, warning is for 30 to 40 minutes. Once warning is over, go back to work. Whenever there is a strike, at least wait for 30 minutes. Lightning do's and don'ts. This is very, very important. In your village, in your locality, you must identify which are the dangerous areas to lightning and which are the safe areas. So here you can see the hilltop is dangerous, the single tree is dangerous, this pond is dangerous, this wide open area is dangerous. So you should know which are the dangerous areas. You should also know which are the safe areas. So like here, this foothill, this is the safest area. Similarly, here away from trees is a safer area. Away from crags and ridges, seek lower ground or hollow ground. If you are sitting, sit on waterproof and sit-ups on mat with knees drawn up closely. This is our advertisement which we share. This is the lightning safe position. This is the crouch position near both the heels together. You should sit like this, cover your ears and head lowered, eyes closed, ears covered. This will prevent you from being struck from lightning. Why your heel should be together? Once you are together, the current will pass. There will be no step voltage, so you will not get electrocuted. Ideally, Pakka house is the safest shelter. In our Indian language, Hindi, we call Pakka Makan Sabse Surakshit Sthan. See a flash, dash inside. When lightning roars, go indoor. Football field is not safe. Your school, home, car, they are safe. In India, almost 2,000 people die every year due to standing under a tree during lightning. So this is our tagline. When lightning roars, never stand under a tree or outdoor. I again say, when lightning roars, never stand under a tree or outdoor. This is our 3-point action which everyone should take. Download the early warning app, that is a Damini. You should know what to do, what not to do during lightning. And wherever is your house, school, office, you must install lightning arrestor. During lightning, never take a selfie. There have been so many deaths. Use of mobile phone, taking selfie is not permitted during lightning. During lightning, keep your doors and windows closed. And keep your children away from the open door and the windows. During lightning, don't use water tap because from the metal pipe, the electricity may come to your head or hand. So during lightning, avoid contact with plumbing or pipes. This is important, lightning mitigation. What should you do? There is something known as lightning protection device. What is the aim of lightning protection device? This is the lightning happening. This is the lightning rod. The aim of this rod is to catch the lightning and earth it. You can see here, this is a rod which catches. This is the down conductor. It is a metal which should be a minimum 8 millimeter thickness, and there is earthing. So the aim of the lightning rod is to catch this lightning, and through this down conductor, bring it down and earth it. This down conductor is generally of copper. It should not be touching the wall. If it touches the wall, there will be current spread in your house. So when you are setting it up, you ensure that there is an insulator or wooden block put in between the wall and this wire. This is a lightning protection device which we have made locally at Amravati School, Bokhali, Sundarban. You can see a bamboo here in the support. There is a cycle rim. There is metal wire, and earthing has been done. And it is absolutely as per the principle of the low-cost lightning protection device and as per the Indian building bylaws. This is for lightning conductor or arrestor, which you can make it. So this is what I wanted to talk about, the lightning protection. I would also like to show you some videos which are important. Can you see this?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
लगता है मौसम बिगड़ रहा है। बाप रे, लगता है ठंडा गिरने वाला है। बरगद के पीपल के चौड़े पेड़ के नीचे छिप जाते हैं। चलो। हाँ, चलो 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 चलो। सावधान! अचानक घने बादल, तेज हवा, बिजली की चमक, वर्षा और गड़गड़ाहट की आवाज सुनकर ऊंचे या एकल पेड़ों के नीचे न जाएं। एक साथ कई आदमी इकट्ठा न हो। गीले खेतों में हल चलाते रोकनी या अन्य कार्य कर रहे व्यक्ति तुरंत सूखे एवं सुरक्षित स्थान पर आ जाएं। तैराकी कर रहे लोग, मछुआरे आदि अविलंब पानी से बाहर निकल जाएं। यदि आप खेत खलिहान में काम कर रहे हो और किसी सुरक्षित स्थान की शरण न ले पाए हो, तो जहाँ हैं वहीं रहें। हो सके तो पैरों के नीचे सूखी चीजें जैसे लकड़ी, प्लास्टिक, बोरा या सूखे पत्ते रख लें। जमीन पर न लेटें। धातु से बने कृषि यंत्र, डंडा आदि से अपने को दूर कर लें। धातु की डंडी वाले छाते का उपयोग न करें। यदि आप घर पे हो तो बिजली से चलने वाले यंत्र को बंद कर दें।
I think this picture is clear to our friends from abroad. Hope they could understand, because pictures were very clear. What is not correct, there was a cross. So you should not do those things. Scientifically, I must tell you, in India, we have mapped the entire lightning. Each lightning strike is mapped, and there has been a considerable change in the atmospheric electricity surge. The atmospheric electricity, which used to be around 40 to 100 kiloampere about 10 years back, is gone up more than 250 to 300 kiloampere. So the lightning protection device have to be accordingly designed. There are a lot of research. In India, lightning is going to be a national program. In fact, we have all the work what we have done, we have given it to the government, and it is being implemented. And our research, we are setting up an international center on lightning research and development, along with 5 regional centers in India. India is one country which is providing one of the best lightning forecasts in the world. We are the only country which provides lightning forecast outlook at least 4 to 5 days in advance and right graduate you up to the last minute 100% precise forecast. We have created lightning safe villages, cities, installations. But India is a big country. We have 36 states and union territories. So it is a country of countries. So every state has got different dynamics. A lot of states have implemented it quite well. And there are other states which are bigger states. Their implementation is in process. And I would also like to inform that our organization, Climate Resilient Observing System Promotion Council, has done microzonation of lightning hotspots and produced a lightning atlas for India as a country, for all the states, and for all the 738 districts. We have made lightning atlas. So that is a big work which has been done. This atlas gives priority to the decision maker where to take action and when to take action. This lightning atlas is based with the seasonality, which month, which likely date, which likely time lightning is going to strike. So it is quite a bit of precise information. It has come up with after 3 years of dedicated effort by our scientists, young students, interns, and with the great support of India Meteorological Department, National Disaster Management Authority. We have also come out with the capacity building program, the training of master trainers for farmers, school teachers, for the cattle grazers, for the tribals, for the women, for common people, for high-tech industries. And our program has gone global. The SAARC countries, the WMO, they all have appreciated, and it is being replicated in the other part of the world. Our aim is to give right information, scientific information to people. There are a lot of people who criticize us that in India we are diluting the lightning safety standard. But I must tell you that a state like United States of America, they get 15 times more strong lightning strike than India. So medicine required for USA is different. Medicine required for India is different. Another important part about India is that we have large rural population and our 96% deaths are in the rural area. So we need to develop low cost, innovative lightning protection device for our rural masses, which we have developed. And you have seen that in Odisha, Jharkhand, Andhra Pradesh, Northeast, lot of states, we have practiced it and the death percentage has come down. We also openly offer that any state, any organization willing to organize a community awareness program on lightning, we will be there. With this, I thank you, the organizer, for giving me this opportunity. Over to you.
Thank you, sir, for the fruitful presentation. We are obliged, despite of your busy schedule, you have enlightened us, and really we are already on the field, and we are also trying to sensitize the community people. Since we are from the community, we'll speak only with the community, and this is a rare initiative, sir, for the initiative that we are working hard here at our end. So we always get your good advice so that we continue our effort at our end. I request our participant, if they have any question, to just chat them in the chat box so that our facilitator guests can reply them one by one. So now we have our next distinguished speaker, that is Dr. Raju Thapa, who is a well-known figure who was working with National Institute of Disaster Management. Dr. Thapa at present is a technical officer in emergency VHS CDS New Delhi at US Center for Disease Control and Prevention. So we would like to hear from Dr. Thapa. Good afternoon, Dr. Thapa. The stage is all yours. We have Colonel Sanjay Srivastav sir joining us as the chief guest for the program. So we all are eager to hear from your end. Stage is all yours, Dr.
Thank
Thapa.
you. Thank you very much, sir, Arup sir, for giving me this opportunity. And it was such a wonderful presentation from Sanjay sir. To be very honest, whatever I have learned from Lightning, I think it was 2-3 years ago. I have started, learning. It was I started learning from Sanjay sir only, because the work that they have been doing, the efforts that they have been putting on in the particularly in the Lightning field, I think it requires appreciation that like so much of dedications, particularly for making the journal people aware about the Lightning, sir. It is really wonderful, sir. So thank you, sir, and for joining us. And I think you have rightly enlightened our participants, sir. And it is very hard and also very easy also, because what I was given, the topic was to talk basically on the do's and don'ts, and sir has already given so many important points, I think. And I was trying to exclude the PPTs. I have made a big presentation. I was trying to exclude all the PPTs which sir has covered, but after deleting all the slides, I am left with only 10 to 12 slides, because sir has covered so many things, and it has become so easy for me. uh, so our Arup sir just said, I'm recently working with the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. It's an under the UN agency. So there also we are particularly focusing on working with the community, for the community, and regarding not only with the disaster management and with the public health also. So here also, and I'm thankful for. I also thank the organizer for giving me this opportunity. I will just make a small slide. I think it will be hardly of 5 to 10 minutes. Then, if there are any questions, then Sanjay sir is there. Our Odesh sir is also there. So we will try to. If there are any questions, we will try to get the answers for you. If not directly, then later on also. So if kindly allow me to share my screen.
Please, sir, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, sir.
You can go ahead.
I have reduced my slides to a very large extent, so I will just, because sir has covered so many topics, so I will just focus on few things. But before focusing on that, yes, we are coming up from, we have already seen the like the worst phase of COVID. But still, if you see, like recently, since I am engaged in daily monitoring of the data related to COVID, it has been seen that recently we are also again seeing a little surge in COVID cases, and also and the related deaths also. So I'll just urge all our all our dignitaries, all our participants who has joined, try to do a little bit, take all the precautions that you can take, whether the physical distancing, anything that you can take, because in India the cases are surging. We are seeing a little rise in cases. So physical distancing, use of face mask wherever possible, for your safety, for your family safety. Please follow that. Sir has already given us a detail about how the lightning works. So I will just skip this part. So, sir also explained that how the lightning, know where to discharge or strikes. And sir also explained the electric field looks for a doorknob, just a point where it can enter into our atmosphere. Sir has also explained that. But one more thing I would just like to add here is that the lightning we usually care about most is the lightning that goes from cloud to ground. There are so many lightning, that never reach to the ground. We are not so much concerned about that, but we are more concerned about those lightning, that reach to the ground, because that is where we come into picture. And as the storm moves over the ground, the strong negative charges in the clouds attract these positive charges in the ground, and these positive charges, it moves up into the tall object, like sir said. The sir gave an example of the trees, the telephone poles, the houses, and because of that, and strapped like ladders of negative charges, the pictures, as you can see, it descends from the cloud, seeking out a pathway towards the ground. And this is the whole procedure how the lightning is formed. And although these phases of lightning strikes is too rapid for human eye to capture all this, but this slow motion videos that you can see, it shows how it happens. Okay. Sir has also given us the example of that. Sir has explained how the the horizontal and the longitudinal strikes, and as for the reports also, like there might be several strikes, like the direct strikes. It is not always possible to know exactly how a victim has been struck, but just a list of ways that how the lightning strikes its victim. Any of these types of strikes can be deadly. So whether it is the direct strikes or the ground current, like the sir was saying, the conductions, the slide flash, or the ground current, or the streamers, we have to be very careful regarding all the strikes. So I will directly come to the topic that so what I was suggest to say, but what I have seen is that sir has covered some of the topic. Let me just echo sir message about the do's and don'ts, because at the community level we are not more concerned about how to measure the lightning. There are organizations, sir organizations there who are working on that. What we can do is how we can effectively use the informations, the warnings that sir has been giving, the informations, the like sir was saying, the stay away from the outdoors. Like how can we make use of the available informations, like our nodal agencies, IMDs, they have been working on the early warning and dissemination part. But our role as a community is that how we can take up that informations, how we can implement that informations for the safety of oneself, for the safety of our family, and for the safety of our community. This is where these whole things come up. And this is where I have just divided, my few slides, I will say. I will just speak of first for the indoors. Like sir said, when you are indoor, you have to take care of certain points. Even though the shelters like your home or and offices, your shops, they are considered as safe during a lightning and storm. A person may still be at risk. So there are some of the tips that you can follow. First thing is that look for the darkening skies and the increased wind. Before, if you are going outside, you need to check your weather. There are so many, like sir said, the Damni app. There are so many apps with our government that are also, promoting, and they are using those apps to give us the informations. And our colleagues, our friends who are joining us from outside, they in their countries also they might have some. Their government might have some, their ways or a means of transmitting information to them. So we need to look out for the information, the weather forecast. And nowadays, if you have mobile phone, weather forecast is you can very easily get the weather forecast. So before going out, you need to have some little informations. And the other part is that you if you hear any thunder, you are very close enough to be struck by lightning. That's why, like sir said, the 30-30 lightning safety rules that needs to be followed very much. So go indoors if you see any lightning. You cannot count to 30 before hearing the thunder. If you cannot count the 30 minutes thunder, so stay indoors for 30 minutes after hearing the last thunder, the last thunder sound, whenever you hear, after 30 minutes after that. And sir explained why you have to remain indoors for 30 minutes, because there are still charges that are there. So sir has explained that one also. And during that time, most of the time, these thunderstorms are also accompanied by lightning and some by rainfalls, heavy rainfalls also. If in case you have the network connectivity and your channels, your TV channels are working, so what you can do is that you can keep monitoring of the local news media if there are any updates and warning instructions by various mode of communication, so that you are aware of the current situations. Try to avoid travel as much as possible, and during this time, if it is very very urgent, then only you get out, out of your house, and that also with proper taking proper all the precautions. And also please try to ensure to close windows and doors, and also close the curtains sometimes, and secure object outside your home also, like furniture, beams, and remove tree timbers or any other debris that may cause a floating object. accident, sorry, flying accident. And also you need to ensure that your children and pet animals are also inside. Like if you have any pets, also ensure that they are inside. And also unplug any electrical or electronic appliances, like you have computers, laptops, anything, washers, dryers. Try to unplug them whenever you see the lightning occurring. Avoid taking a bath or shower during that time, and also washing dishes also, or having any contact with, basically what we are trying to say is that you should try to avoid any contact with water and stay away from the running water. This is because lightning can travel through a building, the pipelines and the metal pipes also. So we need to be little cautious about that also. Do not use electrical appliances, including the if your phone is in charge, you have plugged your phone to charge, and if you are using that, so please avoid doing that. And also other metal wires and bars. However, it is still safe to use the cordless wires or cell phones during install, but don't try to charge it and use it during, particularly during thunderstorm. And one more thing is that keep away from doors, windows, concrete floors, fireplaces, all these things, or any other, if there are any other electrical conductors during a thunderstorm, you should try to keep away from those. And one more thing, like our Sanjay sir also added, try to avoid open spaces, such as the gardens or the swimming pools, ponds, lakes, such area, because that is a place where you don't want to be, particularly whenever there is a thunderstorm. And do not lie on concrete floors, and do not lean against the concrete wall. So these are some of the tips for the indoors, and particularly similarly if you are outdoors, to avoid the exposure of lightning while out. First thing is, it is always preferable to be indoors. In case you are coming from somewhere and you are trapped outside, then still there are some of the activities, some of the things that you need to consider, and some of the things that you need to keep in your mind. Check the weather forecast before participating in any outdoors activities. That is the foremost. I have again repeating, because this is one point that we need to understand, because like Sanjay sir said, this is one of the disaster that it can be completely prevented if we are aware of what we are doing, how we are responding, and what we are doing. If we have that information, this hazards can be prevented to a very large extent. So when thunderstorm roars, go indoors, like sir said, that we have to keep in mind. And also 30-30 rules. If caught outside, get off the elevator. Whenever you are elevated area, you rather be very down the area, like sir said, because the higher the elevations, the chances is more. Get away from water bodies, the lightning crouch, sir has already explained. Get away from the utility lines particularly, and do not take shelter under tree. And rubber soled shoes and car types are much safer as compared to barefoot walking. So that also you have to take care. And again, when you are traveling, there are also if in case you are trapped while you are traveling, then the following things can be taken into consideration. Weather forecast, first priorities. During a thunderstorm, avoid open vehicles such as convertibles or motorbikes or golf carts. If you try to avoid the open vehicle, be sure to avoid open structures such as like sir said, the sports arena. Sir give an example of football with a pictorial example. So try to avoid open spaces and stay away from golf course, parks, or playgrounds. That is one of the point that we need to understand. Get off the bike also, motorcycles also, and try to take shelter in some lighting, some concrete houses, or somewhere which is safe. If you are driving, try to not if your vehicle is open, try to stop your vehicle and take shelter. If no shelter is available, immediately take into the lightning crouch position that sir has given the example. Sometimes our farmers, they have their agricultural area far away from their houses, which are somewhere in the middle of forest or areas. There, if in that place, if you cannot go to the trees also, then this lightning crouch position can be very useful, where sir has also given a pictorial example that you have to keep your feet together, joined together, so that the current can you know it is not the current does not accumulate in your body, and also move away from the forest area, like sir said. And there are few things sometimes it is not only that you can be a victim. Sometimes you might come across some persons who have been struck with lightning. So first thing is that we don't have to be if you don't have the knowledge exactly how to deal with, uh, basically we shouldn't go that. But there are basic few things that we should know, uh, whenever we see such things. So first aid to lightning strike victims while waiting for professional medical attention can save their lives. It is safe to touch a lightning strike victims. If possible, give basic first aid, like check to see if the victim is breathing and his heart rate is working or not. The best place to check for the pulses is to the artery which is found on your neck directly below your jaw, so you can check there. If the victim is not breathing, try to immediately give the mouth to mouth. We call CPR also. If you try to give the CPR, but always as soon as you have that, try to get contact with the ambulance or the medical team, so that they can reach to the spot at the earliest. In the meantime, you can do that, but always try to get the expert at the earliest. And one more thing is that people strike with lightning carries no electrical charge and can be handled safely. Check for the broken bones. Sometimes we have broken bones, or if you are saying something, they might not hear you, because there have been cases where the people who have been struck by lightning, they have lost their hearing power and eyesight. So you need to make sure that you can do the primary thing, like whether these things are like whether he has lost the hearing sight, and whether his eyesight is lost, or this thing you can just do a preliminary check. So and also always have the helpline numbers, the medical number at your mouth, so that in case of emergency you can call them. You can call them, and you can say where is the victim and what is their situations. That will definitely help in saving much more life. And regarding getting the updates and information, Sarah has already given us about the apps. There are some other apps also to get informations. You can use the Mosam app, the Megdut app, Umang, Rain Alert app, Damni app. So there are already so many apps which are there available at our fingertip. We being an citizen of India, we also have that duty of making use of these informations, and not only keeping it to ourselves. Give this information to your loved one, to your dear ones. If you have somebody, working with the community, means if your people are there in the farm, if you have the information prior, beforehand, you can at least inform them that today there is a possibility of having thunderstorm. You need to take precautions. All these informations you can also pass on to your community. So with this, I'll just end my presentation with just one pictorial, just saying that nowadays, Sanjay sir also has focused on that. There are few equipments also that are available that we can use in our houses, in our community also. Suppose community hall, various community areas, that can be used, and that can reduce our chances of striking our lightning by lightning striking at our home. That will be reduced drastically. So with this word, I will just end my presentation, and I will be happy to take any questions if there are any questions. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Raju Thapa. We are enlightened with your presentation. And I request our esteemed participant, if they have any of their question, they can just chat us on the chat box, so that we can forward them to our concerned
Arup
distinguished
sir.
speaker. They can go through it.
Yes,
Yes.
Arup sir, I think I have seen one question where they are asking whether lighting has any effect on soil. Uh, uh, so I think if this question is for me, I don't know. Basically, I am not an expert of soil, but since I have been working on my whole PhD on groundwater and related to soil, the basic knowledge that I have is that this whenever the plants basically, let's start with these plants, they absorb this nitrate from the soil through their own ways. We have this nitrogen cycle, but this lightning also, I think, to the best of my knowledge, this also lightning also helps to increase nitrogen in soil, because this nitrogen that is there, they have a very strong bonding. When this lightning it occurs on this nitrogen, they break that bond, and they help in this nitrogen fixation process. So that's why there can be a little bit increase in nitrogen content of the soil. That is one thing as far as my knowledge goes. If I am sir, if Sanjay sir is there, then sir can definitely add and enlighten us more, sir.
I must congratulate Dr. Raju Thapa, for your answer. You know, nitrogen
Thank you, sir.
fixation is a process which is nature's blessing. We
Yes, sir.
always say, like, nature always comes as a blessing to us, and lightning is also a blessing of the nature to us. And before a cropping season, it is important that our soil should become fertile, because once you do the farming, you take the complete fertility and you take your food stuff out from the soil. So, for making the soil fertile again, nature, before giving you rain, brings the lightning. These lightning strikes, we all know that in our atmosphere we have more than 79% nitrogen. This atmospheric nitrogen, due to the lightning strikes, they their bonds break and they mingle around with the soil, making the soil fertile. So you rightly termed it also. This process is called nitrogen fixation. So there are countries where this event doesn't take place. They carry out artificial lightning, like in Middle East and all. They are carrying out artificial lightning strikes so that atmospheric nitrogen is used to make the soil fertile naturally. Instead of using a urea or something else, a nitrogen fixation is some very rich for fertility enhancement measure which is undertaken. Otherwise, also lightning has a very strong impact on the soil in the areas of Chota Nagpur, Jharkhand, North Odisha, Nepal Tarai. Due to these lightning strikes, there are mushrooms, which come up. So there are button mushroom, there are roof mushrooms. These mushrooms are very rich in calcium, and they are very good for especially pregnant ladies, senior citizens. The Italian button mushrooms, they have very high medicinal value. In India also, the tribal region button mushrooms have high medicinal values, and they are exported and they are being used for making various, medicines. So lightning has a very strong impact on the soil, very strong impact on the material inside the soil. There are also unconfirmed reports that due to the lightning strikes, if a very strong energy, is transferred to the minerals, these minerals change their shape, like a coal can become a diamond. So there have been situations where due to metamorphosis, these rocks have changed their characteristics. So there are multiple impacts. It's a subject I can keep speaking, but yes, these are the impacts which takes place on the soil. A good question. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening
Sir,
us.
will you share the PP
Thank you.
presentations and the related materials
No, no,
to
no, no,
all, sir?
no, no. Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll share everything. We'll
Yes,
share
sir.
you a link
Yes.
right now. So once the link you register, we'll send your certificate and everything. Don't worry. Be patient.
Sir,
We
not
are there to
sir.
share
I'm
you.
not sir. I'm not keen on the certificate, sir. I want the
No,
presentations
no.
of
No,
Sanjay.
no. You just
Sanjay, sir.
you you listen to me. What our distinguished uh, speaker is presenting. All the PowerPoint presentation along with the certification will be forwarded to each and everyone. We don't want to break heart to all of you. So that we are going to do. Please be patient. and just we all are disaster manager for excellence wherever we are. Be patient, please.
Okay, thanks a lot, sir,
So,
for sharing the
uh,
knowledge to shape our knowledge.
yes, yes. Enlightened. So now, finally, we are being connected with our director, Meteorological Center, Agartala, scientist C. Nahu Kulkarni, sir. He is being connected with us. Welcome on board, sir. We have Colonel Sanjay Srivastav with us on board. We have Dr. Raju Thapa. We have Ravindra Kumar Goswami ji connected from Trinidad Tobago, and we have our Avdesh ji who is here with us. So now I'll request our next distinguished speaker, uh, Engineer Avdesh Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering in Bharti's University, Uttar Pradesh, India, to go up with your kind presentation, and we are waiting patiently so that we hear your presentation. Please go ahead. Stage is all yours.
Okay, thank you. And basically, I'm not waiting. Actually, I'm learning from the distinguished speaker, because we have the Srivastav sir, and recently we hear the Raju Thapa sir. And I'm also sharing a presentation because major issues has already been discussed about the lightning and thunderstorm in the previous two talks. So I changed my track, and just in place of giving any presentation on do and don'ts, they are also the part of the when we deal with the lightning. I am sharing this. If it is visible, please let me know, Arup Dharji.
Visible, sir. Yes, sir.
I have taken it
Yes,
on
sir.
the presentation mode. So is it on the
Yes,
presentation
yes.
mode?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. So you can see a topic that is very simple: thunderstorm and lightning. Okay. And when we go, since we in the last two sessions we have already seen a number of phenomena, how this lightning and the thunderstorm took place in the nature, and what are their impacts on our society, and various types of do and don'ts we have also seen in our presentation. So before beginning my presentation, I would like to formally thanks all Tripura Disaster Response Volunteer Association and Association of Climate Change Professionals Nigeria for inviting me again on a pertinent issue that is impacting our society. And it is basically a story, so don't take much tension about the technicalities. And it is a story of thunderstorm and lightning. When we go for lightning, so we can see watching the fire in the sky has always exerted a powerful hold on our imagination. So even the early scientists, when the science was in its evolving stage, so they start unlocking the secrets of atmospheric electricity, and this is clearly visible in the paintings and literature of that time. This is a picture of same phenomena, and atmospheric electrical phenomena as far as concerned, such as thunder, lightning, and auras that is visible in the sky. So they first in the first side, they inspire the fear and fascination for millennia of lots of centuries past, and people were habitual of watching these phenomena in the sky. And much time before the connection of electricity was understood by the human beings, and basically they were associated with the terror, havoc, and destruction. And destruction wrought by lightning strike has proved a popular subject for the artists. Number of artists, popular artists, make their paintings and sculptures on the basis of lightning. You can see its impact on the humans and the fear and terror associated with the lightning events. You can see in this picture the impact on the animals, as Raju Thapa sir also was raising a point about this. and we will discuss its impact of the animal in the coming slide as well. But before the scientific interventions and before the scientific revolution started in the world, so it was associated and is still associated actually. So thunder and lightning were associated with the gods, and we popularly see on the screen because you can see these photographs. And the second photograph is very popular, that is from the movie Thor, a character. So they are the gods of thunder in different countries. So we have seen the Zeus in the ancient Greek and Thor of Norse pagans and Japanese Regin. These are the name of those gods. And if we talk about the Indian context, so Devraj Indra in the Hindu mythology, we have seen the god of thunder. They have the weapons in their hands that are pointing about the electricity, about the lightning and electricity phenomena. So they were usually a significant divine displeasure and punishment for human wrongdoing. Initially, people think that this is some kind of punishment when a lightning strike or thunderstorm occurring in any place. So lightning is the symbolic significance of God's power and sovereignty over the mankind, continued in the Judeo-Christian tradition and various other mythologies that are prevailing in the world. Coming on the next slide, when the scientific intervention start beginning, particularly in the 18th century, so it was just like the explosion of experimentation and the investigation by the scholars into the atmospheric phenomena. And we hear the name of Benjamin Franklin's famous experiment of 1752, where he proved the electrical nature of lightning by flying a kite with a metal key attached during the thunderstorm. You can see this in the left hand side picture. So he basically flying a kite during the thunderstorm, and he proved the existence of this, and he worked a lot on the electric charge. And during the Enlightenment, lightning came to understand the portrait the Faraday's terms. You can see the right hand picture of Michael Faraday. So he also worked on this. And even after these scientific interventions, still people at that time continue to believe that, including the Faraday himself, actually to some extent, that he continued to regard the lightning as a sign of God's power and judgment at that till that time. And it might be, it is not a surprise at that time that he was, despite of being an influential scientist in the history of electricity, and he gave a rational explanation for the thrilling forces to which he dedicated much of his life. He was also believe in this concept. And after this era passed and scientific revolution accelerated in the world, so many people whom electricity is till that time, electricity is still inspired awe, surprise, and astonishment and terror in their minds, and the feeling we often characterize as the sublime. So still, if you see the people in the urban or in the rural areas, and some extent to the urban area, they are associate the lightning and thunderstorm event with these type of popular theories of that time. Now, the major role that was played in this in establishing this theory in the society, you can see in this picture. So after that 18th century, even when the scientific revolution started all around the world, the idea of lightning was manifestation of God's power was still widespread even after these scientific discoveries. So you can see this picture in the left hand side, where rulers were believed to do in the same. And in center, you can see it's two deer struck by the lightning in the forest. So this was the impact of the animals. So it is not a new thing. And right hand picture, you can see it is associated with the feelings of the people. So it was associated with the fear. And if we see the further explanation of via the literature and art, so lightning was seen as a bad omen or divine wrath of the ancient gods. And it was depicted in the art and literature of 18th and even 19th century as in the May of the Gothic horror. So you can see in this picture, so left and right picture showing the same. Some more examples of thunderstorm lightning exaggeration part in art and literature you can see in this picture, because topic is really long and time is short. So I have arranged this picture in the order. you can see these type of pictures create a exaggeration about thunderstorm and lightning. Like you can see the serpentine movement of lightning, and these are the poems that were written at that time. And you can see this mystery kind of words were common at that time, and you can see this exaggeration in the art and literature of contemporary times. But today in 2022, if we see why we are here, why we are discussing we are having a program about the community, in community preparedness and community, sensitization and awareness, spreading awareness about the lightning. So So the answer is our climatic events. So recently, in IPCC report about which the Vasudevan sir in his address, he was quoting the IPCC report. So climate change 2021, the physical science basis IPCC report reveals some facts that you can see in this slide. So facts on the climate change from IPCC report are arranged here. So it predicted that in the next 20 years, the global warming will breach the threshold of 1.5 degrees Celsius. If we continue to emit the greenhouse gases as now, global warming will above 2 degrees Celsius by mid-2100. Earlier, it was 1.5 degrees Celsius, and this is a critical line we are beating. This type of climatic phenomena, so you can see some unprecedented events we are recording, which each passing decade decides. Like sea level rise is going to be faster in 3000 years, Arctic sea rise is going to be lower in 1000 years, and similar type of events. And if we come back on the lightning and thunderstorm part, so we can see the experts find a link between the lightning strikes and climate change, which are triggering the unchecked urbanization. A study conducted by the California University in 2015 predicted that a rise in average global temperature by 1 degree Celsius would increase the frequency of lightning by at least 12%. It's the report by the Reuters. And imagine that if they are saying this 12% rise will be the result of 1 degree Celsius rise, so what will be the consequences of this IPCC 2021 prediction? And in April 2020 and March 2021, India witnessed 18.5 million lightning strikes, making a significant 34% increase in 13.8 million bolts from the blue. In a similar period of previous year, it was a result of a study by the Center of Science and Environment, CSE. National Disaster Management Authority, the apex body of disaster management in India, listed thunderstorm accompanied by the lightning strike, usually in the pre-monsoon and monsoon month. They said that this is the single largest killer among natural disasters in India. Though it can also be noted that it is not notified in India as a disaster, but the impact is really high. Coming back on the technical definition, so I'm not going into the detail of the thunderstorm because these are already discussed by previous learned speakers and who have a great contribution in making the India lightning resistance. And a brief introduction, if we see what is the topic, thunderstorm and lightning saying. So lightning thunderstorm is simply, it can be said that have occurred if thunder is heard or lightning is seen. Usually a thunder can be heard up to distance of 40 kilometers from the source of origin, and thunderstorm fall in the category of mesogamma weather system. It is a technical term with a spatial extent of around 2 to 20 kilometers and a temporal scale of few hours. If we categorize on the basis of, by considering their intensity, we can categorize into the two main categories. One is the moderate thunderstorm and severe thunderstorm. So they are the categorization, and thunderstorm occurs around the years in different part of the country. However, the frequency and intensity are maximum during the summer month, March to June. The most important factor of the occurrence of thunderstorm is the intense heating of the atmosphere at the surface level. So this is about the thunderstorm, and if we see the lightning, as Colonel Srivastav sir displayed in his presentation, that lightning is a high energy luminous electrical discharge accompanied by thunder, and it's how it is generated and what types of lightning we can see in the nature. So it can be basically studied in the three categories: thunder, cloud, or intra-cloud lightning, IC, cloud-to-cloud or inter-cloud lightning, CC, and cloud-to-ground lightning. Among all these three, the third type of lightning takes a toll of lives and property, and therefore it is more concern of all the people who are associated in making the lightning system. Yeah, inter-cloud and intra-cloud lightning are also dangerous, and they may hit the aircraft. A separate thing, a separate topic of discussion, but there are also the precursor of cloud to ground lightning, and we can see its seriousness, that the peak power and total energy are very high, with the peak power discharge of order of 100 million watts per meter, and it can reach to the temperature approaching 30,000 degrees Celsius. So one side on Earth we are struggling with the lightning, with the shortage of electricity, and we try to find the solution for the non-conventional generation. You can see in the nature this much level of energy is produced during a lightning event, and that is why it is a topic of concern. And worrying picture continues. So as per the NCRB data, that is also known as National Crime Record Bureau of India, from in 2020, they reported that 8,145 deaths in the country attributed toward the forces of nature. Means by the natural forces, 8,145 deaths were reported in the NCR. Out of these deaths, 35.3% deaths were reported due to the lightning, and rest 15.6 due to the heat, sunstroke, and 11.6 deaths due to the flood. So it is a prominent figure. And under lightning, Bihar 400 and Madhya Pradesh 400, Jharkhand 334. You can see picture of Uttar Pradesh 321 reported the maximum number of victims. If we talk about this Indian context, and when a death occurred due to the lightning were, so we have left with the question that did anyone know the enemy? So who is the enemy? Because it is just like a flash, and it come and go and take the life of the people. So even the time to react is very less for the people, less to the people, and also to the people who are engaged in abating this lightning or thunderstorm disasters. Key factor responsible is again the global warming and deforestation, is the degradation of our environment, like global warming, deforestation, depletion of water body, and concretizations of society, rising pollution and aerosol levels. These are cumulatively pushed the environment to the extremes, and obviously these increasing the climatic extremities. So here is a picture of interesting picture, that the most lightning activities of Earth is seen on the shore of Lake Maracaibo in Venezuela. So it is interesting to know that at this place where the Catatumbo River falls into Lake Maracaibo, and every 260 storms days occurs out of the 365 normal year, and October sees 28 lightning flashes every minute, and a phenomena referred to as the beacon of Maracaibo, or the everlasting storm. So it is a place on Earth, and but the question left, is it only happened on the Earth? So answer is no. So it is not a unique phenomena. Actually, lightning and these events found on all over the solar system as far as we have explored till now. So popular planets name are Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus. So till date, Saturn currently holds the record of longest continuous thunderstorm in the solar system, and storm that Cassini observed back in 2009 that lasted over the 8 months time. So this is some interesting things to know about this natural event. And we can see with the enhancement of the climate extremities, we are observing new kind of records in the Earth's logbook. So on the same light, the World Meteorological Organization also reveals that on 7th February 2022, a single jolt of was test over 767 kilometers across Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi. You can see the long. This is the record of greatest duration of 17.1 seconds over Uruguay and Argentina, and longest distance as well. Also recorded recently on it was about 800 kilometers and precisely 768 kilometers across southern USA. So you can see this. type of events are happening all around the world, and longest reported duration for a single lightning flash shown in this figure, and longest reported distance is shown in this figure for a single lightning flash. And if we go into the status of thunderstorm and lightning, so from if we count from 2001, from the beginning of the century, so you can see this number of deaths reported in India by the thunderstorm and lightning events. This is as per the hello.
Sir, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Okay. So this is the compiled from the source of annual reports of NCRB and Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India. You can see the pictures, as sir was also explaining, that about 2,000 people died during a year. So you can see this figure. It is approximate about this, even more than that somewhere. 2007, 19, 2007. So these are some estimates related to the thunderstorm and lightning at casualty level. So IMD data 1950 and 1980 also shows that more than 80 thunderstorm and lightning days occurs over the northeast and some part of the Kerala and Jammu and Kashmir each year. In India, as an average, the 2,500 people die due to the thunderstorm and lightning every year. And the unfortunate fact behind all this information is thunderstorm, lightning, dust, hailstorm, squall, and strong wind, they have got the lesser attention as compared to the other disaster, but these incidences cause as much damage as other incidences do. So managing these therefore require the active and continuous participation of all the stakeholders, whether they are from the government side, whether they are from the private side. So this is something that we can see in this data. And for this, as far as India is concerned, so National Disaster Management Authority guidelines are there, and for preparation of the National Action Plan for prevention and management of the thunderstorm, lightning, squall, dust, and hailstorm, strong winds guidelines. So you can see here the guidelines for the preparation of action plan, and they have well covered a number of issues associated with in mitigating the lightning and thunderstorm related deaths. And National Disaster Management Plan also included this, which was launched later after the launch of the guideline after 2018. It was launched in the November 2019. So we can see the status of documentation in India regarding the lightning and this thunderstorm related issues. And this is already discussed. Do and don'ts they have been taken from the National Disaster Authorities. What they are suggesting to us, they are suggesting very simple three. We can see this do and don'ts into the three categories. So when you are in outdoor, when you are in indoors, what to do after lightning strike. So they have been discussed, but good things can be discussed. So let's see once again. If we are in the outdoor from our home, so don't take shelter near under trees, spread out, don't stand in the ground. And why it, I will explain it through a video in the coming slide. So please wait for that, and get inside a home building and stay away from structure with within the tin roofs, metal sheeting, as Sanjay Srivastava sir and Raju Sapa sir also discuss about. And don't use metallic objects. Stay away from the power telephone light. Why? Because they can be the conductor for the electric shock to the people who are wandering there. And get out of the water, pools, lake, small boats on the water body. If caught under the open sky, crouch, don't lie down or place your hands on the ground. The position was discussed by sir. And stay put if you are inside a car, bus, covered vehicle. So you have here the famous Faraday shield. If you are a physics student, you know about the Faraday shield. So it is a GS question also. So what you are going to do when the lightning strikes and you are in the car. So this is a very popular fact. And when you are indoors, so unplug all the electrical equipment immediately before the storm arrives. Don't use corded for telephones, because current can got the conductivity through that. And stay away from windows and doors, and stay off verandas, and don't touch plumbing and metal pipes. Do not use the running water. And third situation is what to do after the lightning strikes. So administer CPR, the cardiopulmonary resuscitation, if needed, can be provided to the people who is suffered from the lightning shock, and seek medical attention immediately, as it can be done as soon as possible. And this is the answer of the first point, why you should not be under the tree, because it's a common reaction. Or you can see whenever the rainfall even start, and people try to run toward the shelters. And when they run toward the shelter, if it is a house or something, then it is okay. But usually people take the shelter around the trees, and this is the main problem. So you can see in this video, please see why we should not go for that option. So it was an 18-second video, but has a great lesson. Sometime what we not understand with the text, the picture, the videos are nowadays a good media to show why we should not go for that option, because these four people have the mind, they have the wisdom, and they also thought that it is raining and we should take the shelter inside this under this tree. But what happened? A lightning strike, and these four people got impacted with that. So it was short thing, and lots of suggestions are also there. Can you see the screen, please?
Yes, visible. Go ahead.
Okay, so there are short suggestion, not the suggestion, but some discussion we can say. As Prime Minister 10-point agenda, or if we see the SFDRR.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Sir, go ahead. Go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay. Sorry. So, if we see the global framework of resilience, that is Sendai framework for disaster risk reduction 2015-30, or the Honorable Prime Minister 10-point agenda of AMCDRR. So risk mapping is really important. So vulnerability mapping on lightning hazard up to the block level or the further down is very important. We should know what the vulnerable position of lightning can be, and so that we can take the step for the resilience there. And setting up the lightning detection and early warning system based on the available technology. Now the technology is advancing very fast, so we can take the help of that. And alert warning dissemination of lightning alerts with the existing warning and dissemination system. Warning is not only the only thing, but its dissemination is also equally important. And enhance the preparedness against lightning thunderstorm by suggesting various institutional and community-based system. We can go for this and prepare lightning prevention and mitigation plan. We have the plan, and its implementation is very important. So it should be the multi-stakeholder plan. Since it's a international webinar, we can see lots of people from the Nigeria is also the part. So it is very important to learn from each other's experiences and go for the interagency coordination, or we can go for the structural and non-structural measure. It's also the important part of National Disaster Policy Plan 2019 also. That structural and non-structural measures can be promoted, and capacity development, and to check the adequacy and gap band for the current technologies, and provision of policy related to the lightning. Some more one as the state government and central government and all people and international officials, they have a great experience of dealing with this disaster, because of frequent, they had got the chance to deal with this situation. So consultation is very important. Documentation of the global success stories, how a particular country succeeded. For example, Japan has an excellent earthquake resilient system, so we are learning from them. So these type of global success stories can be shared with each other. And historic data along with the GIS mapping of the vulnerable hotspot at Uttar Pradesh. I have written the Uttar Pradesh, but it is applicable to everywhere. And it should be the first priority job. And awareness generation, non-structural is very important part. and look where the local government official as well as the local community people will be prepared for the situation, and technological intervention it should be promoted as far as more as more as possible. And disaster is management is only efficient. The point is last but not the least, because any management plant, any type of planning is only efficient if it is monitored on regular basis, and there should be the evolution tools kits for successful monitoring is very important. And so monitoring and evolution kit should be prepared at local level, and it should be provided to the local authorities so that they can provide us the data for the further improvisation. And last, I would like to end this presentation with a famous quote that is nahi kaschit vijanati ki kasya bhavishyati atasha karaniyani kurvadhav buddhimana. It means that in English translation is, one never knows what will happen to tomorrow, therefore wise man should do tomorrow's task today itself. So we don't know that what is going to happen tomorrow, but we should go for the preparedness and we should go for the planning if we consider ourselves as a wise society, so that the tomorrow's task we have to do today. And with this word, I would like to sum up this presentation. Thank you so much for inviting me. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Engineer Avdesh Kumar, for your brief sum up with the presentation. We are enlightened. So, without going to the next of our speaker, we have Naus Kulkarni, Scientist C, Director, Meteorological Center, Agartala. Welcome board, sir. So he was in a meeting, so finally he has been connected with us. So we like to hear from him, and after that we have Ravindranath ji, and then we'll have a question answer session. So welcome on board, sir.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Yes. Okay. Sorry for the late joining, and yes, I am seeing there's so many 60 participants still here, and very nice to hear for interaction. So I will share my presentation. Dharji, how much time I have to speak?
Sir, 20 minutes. 20 minutes, because already Sanjay sir is already on board. 20 minutes, sir, please.
Namaste, Sanjay sir ji.
Namaste, namaste.
So I will focus on mainly on the topic and what the IMD is doing, and and this information I like to share with all the participants.
Yes, sir.
I will share. Now it is sharing. Is visible?
Not yet, sir.
Not yet. Range issue here. So I will share the tab. Now? Okay.
Yeah, it's visible. It's visible.
Is visible, no?
Yeah.
So the current topic we have, which have doing is community preparedness on lightning and thunderstorm. Now the lightning and thunderstorm, these are the topics where the community participation is most important. We from the IMD side, from the Tripura state and whole as a IMD as a one family, we always issue lightning and thunderstorm information to the farmers, to the common people 2-3 days before. But the community participation is the most important factor to disseminate the information. So when we are talking about this community lightning and thunderstorm, we have to understand what is the weather and what is the climate. So when we are talking this particular term, that is lightning and thunderstorm, the weather phenomenon we have to understand. The weather is the short-term state of the atmosphere, and when you are talking about the short-term state, then this lightning and thunderstorm phenomena is more often. The climatological information, that is the another aspect, and that is the most important part for the understanding the lightning and thunderstorm.
Excuse me,
How
sir.
we detect it.
Excuse me, sir.
Hello?
Sorry for the disturbance, but have you uploaded any presentation?
Oh, I think it's visible because from my side,
It's actually not visible right now.
it's not visible.
It's not visible, sir. Please share it again.
Oh, yes. Because I have the net, because network is down here.
Okay. Kindly reshare, sir. Kindly reshare.
Sir, even voice is echoing, sir.
Why is it so? That is I don't know.
Thunders have echoes.
It is not visible.
No, sir.
Now?
Yes, now.
Yes, it's visible.
Please take it on the presentation mode so that we can see
It's
it
presentation.
on the screen. Okay.
It is in presentation mode.
Yes. Okay, sir.
So I was just talking about this weather and climate thing. So now directly jumping to the lightning and the lighting information. These are the lighting. I think it is the image is visible to you, no, sir?
Sir, it is not on the presentation mode. Please take it on the full screen mode, sir.
Yes, I have taken it.
Now it is on. Please, sir, go ahead. Thank you.
Oh, this is my. Now it is presentation mode available.
Yes, sir. It's okay now.
Is the images changing, no? Slides are changing.
Yes. It's okay, sir. It's changing.
So these are from my side. This is net is from morning. Net is not working. So this is the issue I am facing now. So this is the lightning information I have to show on the screen. You are showing that this is the one satellite image, and another is on the right hand side. That is one radar image. So the red spot which are seeing on this satellite image, these are the lightning things, and these are the lightning information through satellite we are expecting. And on the radar side, on the radar information that is on the right side, if you closely observe, there are some cloud patches or observed on our Tripura state. This information particularly I am given in Tripura. So this information with the help of the radar and the help of the satellite information, the lightning information we always disseminate through various state disaster authorities and through different means and modes of communication. Another that is a satellite information. These are the because we know that India is very much appreciable job is doing in the satellite terms. So whatever the satellite information we are receiving from the ISRO and different agencies, these information we are again layered, and that information we used for the weather prediction and particularly with the lightning and the thunderstorm, because these are the events which is directly related to the lives of the people. So as the ready information, we always disseminate through morning, evening. This I'll like to go with the next page. Now, basic concepts I always like to introduce. This is the radar. I think it is visible, na? Radar information.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
So now, when you are talking about the radar, just for the participants' perspective, many of us know about what is the radar. But when we are closely observing the radar, this is actually Tripura state. And the cloud, which is the bluish cloud, this is the yellowish. These are the clouds. And when you are talking this yellow thing and just small orange thing, this is the reflected. That means that cloud has the capacity to give lightning and the thunderstorms. Now lightning and thunderstorms are different aspects. Lightning is the thing is when for lightning there is more icing particles are required in the atmosphere. And for the thunderstorm we require more charge, more positive and negative ions we are required in the atmosphere. Now, when all these possibilities are combined together, then there is lightning and thunderstorm activities occur on land. So, through radar activity, through radar information, these information, these lightning or thunderstorm or heavy rainfall can be predicted well before 3 hours. When we are using the radar imagery, we are continuously monitoring through different platforms, and that information is combined and this information is disseminated to our state department authorities. So as a very limited time, so I'm just quickly just introducing the terms. Just any of the participants is filling more information, then we'll discuss in more. Now this is the weather information models I am displaying. As you are aware, the India Meteorological Department giving you the 5 days advance information about the what is the weather forecasting and 5 days weather warning information. So in weather warning information, we for next 3 days or next 5 days, we give what are the chances of the lightning and thunderstorm will be occur, and for that purpose we use different models. Now there are different models from the in the world they are using, but the IMD has customized their own model, that is a GFS model developed by the IMD. It is 12 kilometer by 12 kilometer grid, and for that grid point of view, we generate the forecasting information, and that forecasting information is used for the disaster management activities. Now these are the services where the lightning and information is used for the aviation purposes, agricultural purposes. These lightning services are more helpful for the agricultural purpose. That is, I would like to more emphasize that our person or the field person or farmers, laborers that are on the field, and but they don't have any exposure, because I was just listening from the previous speaker. They are more giving emphasis on the what are the suggestions, they are giving more suggestions how they can be, how they can maintain safety there, how they can how they can save themselves or their families. So when we receive advanced information, we have in hand, that is that there are more chances of the lightning and thunderstorm activities. So that field person, agricultural person, that will be more, we can reduce the date. And from the gadget, we are also observing that this more the weather forecasting system is developing. This lightning and thunderstorm, the death due to this lightning and thunderstorm is gradually reducing. And this is the just we like to give more thankful for the state authorities, the IMD developing team also, that this information is passing through them. This information is useful to them to reduce this date, because every single life is important. And if any mishaps are happening to this lack of information through the lightning and death, that will be more painful to the as we will feel always as a department. Then this is the climate. This is the some Tripura state information we are collecting. We have to display. These are the thunderstorm and the squall. We focus on the thunderstorm. When we are seeing that April, May, and June month, that is more thunderstorm has been occurred, and in September and August and September. So these are the months where the instability is more in the atmosphere. When we are talking about the monsoons, that is in July and August, in this month. So in this month is the atmospheric condition where we always find there is a stability in this atmosphere. There is a gradual pattern. There is gradual western or southwesterly flow of the wind. So the atmosphere is comparatively more stable in this season. But when we are talking about the pre-monsoon season, that is the March, April, May, so much heating and cooling is occurring in the atmosphere, and same as the August and September. So there is more chances and more frequencies, and 13 and 15 days of thunderstorm we are receiving throughout the day. That is half of the month we are receiving the thunderstorm information on the large scale. That is in 2010, 2019 when we are talking all this information. So the information generated during that period, it's that should be taken seriously. That should be that information, the gist of the information should be acknowledged, or should be implemented on the ground. That I always feel. And when there are more frequencies, and when we are talking about the localized information for the particular district, we are giving information always to a particular district. But when we are talking about the village level or a block level listing, so lighting information what are generated as a unit of the district, it doesn't mean that it will be occurring every village. So the information that it should be interpreted as that information or lightning we are giving on a district. that some part of the district also may get information. Some part of district may feel may be prone to the thunderstorm, and some district may not be. But careful, because we always feel that the over warning is always better than the under warning. Because in under warning, if something mishaps of him, then it cannot be reversible. So he's always give you as a one unit, one district information, as a unit of the district. So that information should be interpreted, and if it is happening or not happening, that we are taking it as lightly, but it should not be taken on the light to note for the month of the, when you are talking of the April, May, and August and July. That is just, I like to give my submission in this. And these are the various information, various products we are using for the lightning prediction. So many different models, so many radars. There is Mohanbari radar, Cherrapunji radar, Agartala radar. These information are using. There is a different upper air information is there for the calculation of the indices where this information is useful for the lightning or not. But these are the our end. But what are the different apps where the people can connect this? That is the Mosam, Damini, and the Megdur. These are the apps where in your mobile, please download in the mobile for your information. You get the information about 40 kilometers background, whether it's lightning is occurring or not, and that information is more helpful to you. Apart from the lightning and thunderstorm, also Mosam is an app. You will give you the information in your particular city, particular district where you want more information. Megdur is an app for the agriculture purpose where you get the crop advisory, along with you get the crop advisories. So deep information, I think please download these apps. These are more useful. They are more frequently are using. The interpretation, more you use, more you will be able to abstract this information, and they are helpful for your planning, for the agriculture purpose or any of your daily planning. So this information is more information. So these are the Kala Baisakis we are talking in the pre-monsoon season, but we are just past this season. But when you're in pre-monsoon, there is May, April month. These information, Kala Baisakis, these thunders are happening, thunderstorm is happening for a particular state. So this weather information is more helpful in this regard. When you're talking about how this information is generated, so there is from the IMD side, we have certain list. There is yellow color, orange color, red color. So when this the green color is the no warning, there is no warning we are issuing. When this yellow color, this is the watchful information. That is, as an IMD, we are continuously monitoring the situation and we are giving the information that is the be watchful about the weather events for any thunderstorm event or the lightning events. We are talking about the orange color. The orange color is the information where the thunderstorm and more frequent, more thunderstorm, more lightning is occurring there. So have to be alert and have to be prepared. Okay, from disaster matters it is to be prepared. From the common people, it should be alert. And we are giving issue lightning light in a red color. So it is the warning, and it is the from disaster point of view, it is the take action point. And for the common people, it is the warning, and that we have to be very careful during the red color situation. From the right hand side, this is the WhatsApp snap I was putting there. So whenever the information is detected through radar or through any models or any synoptic model condition, this information will pass through disaster management groups. This disaster management group is again further disseminated to the district level, and through district level it is further distributed to the common public. Now there is another system is there is a integrated alert system IS. This is the one platform is developed by the central government, and where the India Meteorological Department, Central Water Commission, disaster management authorities are coming in on a common platform. From the IMD point of view, for issuing any weather information for the lightning and thunderstorm, we issue this information for as a particular district, as I indicated in the red color. That information we fill throughout the day, and that information through disaster management through Airtel and Jio and other networks, these messages is disseminated to the located areas. If I am giving information for the West district or the whole Tripura district, so that information is through WhatsApp or through Jio app, Jio's mobile services, Airtel services is disseminated to particular mobile, and SMS will be coming to that mobile. So this is the new information. This is the new development recently has been done through Common Alert Protocol system. So this is the heavy rains and landslides are associated with this season. So from my side, it is due to shortage of time. Be careful during the information, and whatever the weather alerts or weather information is generated through the authentic India meteorology report. Please be careful and be watchful during these events. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you, sir. Any question, please ask. Then more discussion, that will more information will be available.
Thank you, sir. It was a very short, enlightened activities that are being taken care by IMD, and also the concern with the dissemination of the weather forecast that are being shared to the district control room as well as the district collectorate, subdivision, block level, community level. So we also received the same. So just before we move to question answer session, I would request all of our participants to be stay tuned with us. So we have another more speaker, and after that you can ask your question by unmuting your mic to our distinguished
Sir, can
speakers.
I ask a
So now
question?
just hold a minute, sir. We'll give 20 minutes for the question. Be patient, please. So now I have our inspirational present, Ravindranath Goswami, Region 9 Director from React International Institute, Trinidad Tobago, with us, and he has been patiently listening to us. And Ravindranath Goswami, kindly take it up. The microphone is all yours. Then we'll move forward to our question session.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. A very good afternoon to all, moderator, distinguished guests, the distinguished presenters, all viewers and participants, whether on Google Meets or YouTube. I certainly appreciate the warm welcome and the invitation to participate in this, what has turned out to be a very fantastic webinar indeed. Firstly, let me bring greetings on behalf of React International, that's based in Glendale, California. We have teams around the world, and React essentially stands for Radio Emergency Associated Communications Teams. We are essentially volunteer communicators. Our motto is public service through communication. So we use radio systems and communications of all sorts to assist in emergencies and disasters. And of course, we also assist organization in public service events. I also bring greetings from the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, located in the Caribbean. The time now, it's just about 20 minutes to 8 a.m. So it's morning period here. And it's really a pleasure to be part of this session. All presenters have done excellent jobs, I think, in dealing with the topic, particularly of lightning. It was interesting to learn the impact that lightning hazard has in India. Prior to this summer, I was not aware of to the extent which citizens have, succumbed to lightning, and we don't have in Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean, the quantity of deaths from lightning, but it certainly is a hazard here. And my takeaway from one of the presenters, I think, is that lightning is increasing in intensity in terms of the kiloamperes of the discharge, and that's one of the things I took from the presentation. Why I say that, it's sort of very close to heart, the whole concept of lightning. At a personal level, I do monitoring using the Blitzerturm network as well as Earth and other to see what the discharge are like around the world. And in Trinidad and Tobago, I can tell for the researchers, I don't ever see anything greater than 80 kiloamperes, but typically it's like around 24 kiloamps. So if that is of use I know some of you are professors at universities, so that would be a nice little statistic through actual monitoring in Trinidad and Tobago. And would love to interact with you further, in terms of collaborating and sharing of data. But let me just say congratulations to all involved in this excellent webinar. I think the quality was quite high. A lot of information condensed in a short period. And I'm in awe with what has been presented. Quite a lot, a mouthful in such a short space of time. I look forward to getting a hold of the slides, because I think there are nuggets inside of there that we can all learn from. I applaud the effort in terms of sharing with the citizenry in a very simple way, how can we take precautions? So, Mr. Moderator, sir, thank you again for the kind invitation to participate in this session. I congratulate you on all and say thanks to everyone and all the best. Back to you, Arubji.
Thank you, Ravindranath Goswami ji, Region 9 Director of React International, connected with us from Trinidad Tobago. It has been our pleasure to be here with us on board. And we have all our respectable participants, distinguished guests, all are here on board. So I would request you to kindly stay with us for some time, because now is the question answer time. So I'll request, if the participant have any question, they can unmute themselves, just announce their name and ask their question to our respectable distinguished speaker. The floor is open. One by one, please.
Arupji, I request you to kindly stick with the time, because we are already running out of the time. So please, if there
No, actually, just will no. If the floor is open, if anyone has any question, please go through. Our distinguished speakers are here. Just announce your name and just ask your question one by one, please.
Sir, very good evening, sir. I am Edanpudi Hemalata. I'm the International Legal Advisor for Human Rights, sir, Geneva, Switzerland. What after listening all this entire webinar session, sir, I think it is we have a dire necessity to introduce this disaster management basic level course in the high school levels, I think, sir. Because what videos you were showing, like the people who were standing under the tree, they just fell after the electric shock and all. So these things should be shown to the high school level people at least, so that they can help. Like we have NSS, scouts and guides like that, sir. We should have certain kind of training towards this disaster management, which should be introduced as a compulsory subject in high schools, in especially in the northern sides, because in the southern side we don't have such kind of very big disasters happening, sir. Every year this is being repeated continuously, somehow, somewhere or other, like Amarnath, what we had yesterday, and all these things, sir. So particularly when we involve these high school students also, they'll be in having the knowledge of how to attend, how to rescue or something like that. They too will participate in such kind of service oriented things, no, sir. I think so. The government should, at least people like you who are conducting these sessions, should take an initiative to introduce, at least in the high school, like 8th, 9th school students, I think, sir. Thank you so much.
Good question. And I must inform you that in India, disaster management is a state subject. And in states like Jharkhand, Odisha, they are part of the school curriculum. And as far as the CBSE is concerned, we have the National School Safety Guidelines, we have the CBSE Safety Guidelines. So these instructions are there for the schools. And along with the school, we have NSS, we have Nehru Yuva Kendra, we have NCC. We are taking this forward to the students, and also the National Disaster Response Force, which, if there is no disaster, they carry out awareness among the students, schools, community. So the effort is being taken, but as we are seeing, despite our best of the efforts, deaths are taking place. So we need to be more collective, more aggressive, and reach out to the target victims. If you saw my presentation, I identified the target victims. We need to reach them, we need to address them and reduce the mortality. Thank you very much, ma'am, for a very good question. And each one of us, including you and me, we are supposed to spread this life-saving information with everybody. Thank you so much.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. I am Vasudevan, sir, from Tamil Nadu. In addition that, I would like to also add a few more points on it. We have already added in a school curriculum, sir, 6th, 8th and 9th syllabus. We have already added in Tamil Nadu. We are providing kind of theoretical and practical mock drill classes to the school level itself. Thank you, sir.
Sir, my suggestion is generally we have to survive in the disaster. So mainly swimming and first aid must be taught to all school students and college students. They have to safeguard themselves first. Swimming and first aid must be taught to all, high school level to college level. It will be very useful for the society because they are the future.
Sir, Mr. Nagarajan, sir.
Yes, sir.
First aid is a mandate.
Yes, sir. Vasavan, sir, you are not audible.
Yes, sir. Now it's audible, sir.
Okay, I think
yes.
It's
Yes,
a suggestion,
now,
I think. Anna?
Yes, sir. Yes. Every school we are having a Junior Red Cross Society Association and Indian Red Cross Society Association, in which we are providing all the necessary first aid techniques to the student from even class 1 to class 12. So that there are a different wing are working in the school itself.
I will request, see, we all are sitting, people, we are powerful people, we are communicable people. The people who are dying due to lightning are the farmers, are the laborers, are the cattle grazers, are the jungle hunters, are the fishermen.
Exactly.
Mind it, they do not have the mobile phone. They do not have a Red Cross society. You see, as a government servant or as a social service activist, it is our prime duty to reach to the people who are losing their life. We all are doing great job. I don't deny that. But even then, 2,500 deaths per year is not a small number. We all need to do introspection, how to improve our action so that we can reduce even one number of death. That one life matters a lot. And we need to be more collective, more aggressive. I thank you all for such good action. These things. Madam is very, very good. Please take a positive view of this and implement it in total heart and soul, in real spirit. This madam's advice is very good. I'm not trying to say something against anybody, but we all are working, but still we have the loss. So we need to do an introspection and go to the people and work for the people who are losing their life, and if we can prevent their death. And it is just any human being we are talking. The animal deaths in our study we have found out is 8 times more than the human deaths. So that's another dimension. The electrical loss is unfathomable. So there are so many dimensions. Let's all work collectively towards it. Next question, please.
Sir, whether we are implementing the schemes after knowing the impacts, I think it is the main problem in our planning. We are not thinking about the impacts.
Sir, we have developed the micro-zonation. We have shared with all the state governments. But except few, most of the state governments, 95%, do not respond to the scientific information.
Yes.
So that is the biggest problem. We are giving them, this is the hotspot, take decision here, act here. So all those who are acting, they are reducing the loss of life. Lightning is a complex scientific phenomena. You need a citizen science, community-centric approach You know, Professor Avdesh showed you so many guidelines, actions, what we have made in India, whether through NDMA, whether through IMD, whether through Indian Space Research Organization. But all this work is not reaching that farmer who is dying, is not reaching that cattle grazer who is dying. So we need to really take all these solutions into our actions, push it into the governance, push it into the community. It has to be a community collective effort, community centric, collective scientific effort. We have to make science simple, community centric. So
Sir,
all good deeds have to be for people. People first has to be the center of our goal and action.
sir, what are the strategies of younger generations in such a disasters? Whether we are having the
Please,
documents.
it's my request that if we should give the chance to other participants as well, and if you have some detailed queries, so you can write it on our
Okay.
email IDs. Okay, so because we have the expert with us and we not have much time for that, for such detailed or complex answer, you can get the detailed answer that are already provided by sir in chat box as well, like which countries are doing which kind of work in the lightning and some other kind of lots of questions can be there. So if anyone have the question related to today's topic, so they can ask. Otherwise, Arupji, I would like to request that please, we are running out of time, and our learned speakers taken their taken their precious time for us. So please go for that.
Uh, Thank you, Avdesh sir, with acknowledging all our esteemed distinguished speaker and also Colonel Sanjay Srivastava sir. Sir, we have taken an initiative probably in the month of August. We requested the Superintendent of Agriculture and we are preparing for sensitization program for all the farmers, especially the grazing field as well as the paddy field, which are in the open space and also in the low-lying area. So we are listing it down on GP wise, Gram Panchayat wise, and after that making 20-20, 40-40 cluster, we are planning to go ahead with it. So we require your guidance so that at the first initial step we start the work from our state. And since you are regular monitoring, especially for our Tripura state, we thank you. You officially visited and you also trained all of the officials. So here we want your guidance, sir.
My only request is all people who are participating, kindly get one lightning arrestor installed in your village or in your school or in your office. I think that is going to be the biggest contribution. All science is fine. The best solution is install a lightning arrestor or conductor. We don't do this. Our country, urban area, it is 98% deficiency. Rural areas, it is 99.5% deficiency. So the biggest deficiency is the right medicine, that is a lightning protection device. Please install one, you will save life.
That's
That's all.
a great takeaway from this webinar. And I would like to add one thing at the last, that everyone knows that